Hey y'all, welcome back to Preparedness Truth. Welcome to today's video. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone and to their families. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. I want to go ahead and put that out on this video in case I don't do one tomorrow. So I hope you and your family enjoys your holiday, has a big feast and good company. In this video, we're going to be talking about a lot of the things that are possibly going to be happening after Thanksgiving is over, before Christmas gets here, with all of the craziness that is going on. So if you are new to this channel, please click that subscribe button down below. Be sure to tap the notification bell beside it so that you're notified when I upload new videos. And as always, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it so more and more people can see what is happening and what is going on and be prepared for what could possibly be coming up in the winter months. So the outlook for after Thanksgiving is not promising at all. Most of us already know that, but more and more stuff is coming out and showing that there's going to be some stuff happening that is not going to be good for the economy or any of the situations that's going on. So the worst inflation crisis in decades, we already know that, has been encroaching on our standard of living. Major layoffs are being announced, if you haven't heard all of that, all over the nation. They're saying the housing market is starting to crash. I'll get into more details on that in just a little bit. And the fallout from the collapse of FTX threatens to push over more financial dominoes in the weeks ahead. So unfortunately, now we have potentially another major problem to add to the list. One of the largest rail unions has just voted down a tentative agreement, and now a national railroad strike in December is a very real possibility, which we was kind of looking at that if you've been following along, that was a possibility. So it's even more of a possibility now. Since this has happened, the likelihood of a strike would paralyze the nation's rail traffic, and that grew on Monday when the largest of the 12 rail unions, which represents mostly the conductors, rejected management's latest offering that included 24% raises and $5,000 in bonuses. With 4 of the 12 unions that represent half of the 115,000 rail workers holding out for a better deal, it might fall to Congress to impose one to protect the U.S. economy. So this isn't good because a lot of our stuff runs on the rail system. Now that Smart TD has become the 4th union to reject the deal that was on the table, preparations for a crippling nationwide railroad strike would begin early next month, with rapidly moving forward. So such a strike, it's going to cripple thousands of supply chains from coast to coast, because it helps run the system. Even on CNN, they have been forced to admit that an extended strike could cause shortages, higher prices for goods, including fuel and food, which is not something else that we need. We're already battling major inflation as it is. We already have enough supply issues, so something like this is just going to make it even worse going into the cold winter months that are coming. They say the good news is the labor dispute will eventually be resolved one way or another. We shall see on that. If it goes on for an extended period, it's going to cause shortages and higher prices for the fuel, the food, everything that we expect in the stores comes through either a truck or a railway system. So if the rail strike starts raising prices on that, then the truckers don't have fuel supply. Everything is going to go up, and we are going to be the one that it gets passed down to. Households, retailers, and charities nationwide say they're feeling the pinch of inflation and are bracing for a humbug holiday. So it's not looking good. They are saying that donations are down to a lot of the charities, which are having problems getting stuff together for Christmas, that donates the stuff out for Christmas. There is thousands planned to be tomorrow for Thanksgiving at food pantries, food banks that does the meals for homeless, for the less fortunate, stuff like that. They're expecting major lines, but they're saying the donations for the stuff that they receive to do these are down, so that really some of them doesn't even know how they're going to be able to feed all the people that's going to be coming. So that's a whole nother disaster in the making, because people are struggling to put food on their tables right now. So not as much of it is going to these pantries to help those that are less fortunate. American families will have an unwelcome guest at the dinner table, which we already know that for Thanksgiving, which is inflation. They are saying this Thanksgiving meal is 20% higher than Thanksgiving of last year, which I think it's probably even more higher, because they tell us we're at 8 to 10% on most inflation, which is way higher when you check the prices in that right there. So I believe Thanksgiving is costing a lot more this year than 20% more. The centerpiece of most Thanksgiving tables, the turkey, is a big driver of the increase. Turkeys have went up unless you was lucky enough to find some of the deals that was out at Publix and stuff like that where it was 49, 59 cents around the country. Hopefully y'all was able to snag one of those and get that to help with the inflation some. But even the side items such as the canned beans or anything like that has risen to what it was last year. So it's more than just the turkey causing it. But meanwhile, job losses will completely spoil the holiday season for thousands upon thousands, and this is what we was talking about. Many of the jobs that are being lost are good paying jobs. For example, Cisco just announced they will be laying off over 4,000 employees, according to the report in the Silicon Valley Business Journal. And this is jobs that people, the average person, was making over $109,000 a year. So this is not an income that you can just go right back out to any job and get to replace. So they're used to having this money. You can't drop down to one that goes 20 to 30,000 a year and still live the same life that you was living before. So that means there's a possibility they could lose stuff. And so that's just a whole nother chaos. And there's been many companies that are announcing layoffs this year. So it's a lot of stuff starting to happen right after this Thanksgiving holiday before we get into the Christmas season. It's just a lot going on. They're saying earlier this week home sales were 28.4% lower in October of this year than they were in October 2021, and also reporting that a whopping 37% of the U.S. real estate agents could not pay their office rent in October. So that tells you about home sales. If real estate agents are starting to not even be able to pay their office rent, that tells you that home sales are way down, and when the housing market starts crashing, that's a sign that people are losing their homes, the banks are not lending, and that's just something else to add to all of this that's going on. So all we can do is be prepared as much as we possibly can. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Take the day off. Spend it with your family. If you don't have family to spend it with, still enjoy you a good meal and relax and don't worry about anything that is going on. We can always start back afterwards, but for the meantime, give yourself a mental and physical break from prepping. One day is not going to hurt you. Most everything's going to be closed anyway. So relax and let everything in the outside world go like it's not even happening, and come back after and get right back to prepping. We all need a break. So thank you so much for watching this video. Happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe. God bless you and your family, and keep prepping.